Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. It's spooky season. I don't care. It's September. September 1st. That's when spooky season starts. Pumpkins, candles, lanterns. We need them out. Quickly. Quickly. Good evening. I said it's September. Spooky season embers all up in the atmosphere. In the spooky season, yeah, going crazy, yeah. 2024, what that spell? 2024.
Oh, bro.
Where is it? I mean the water. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Everyone that comes to the videos, drinking your root beers, your Sprites, your ginger ales, juice. I'm on to you. And so is your liver. Get it together. You thought I was joking when I said there will be consequences? Okay. Cheers. Oh, you didn't like that? Yeah, go get your water. You're not family sipping if you don't have water. Even if you put one of those packets that make it juice, at least it started off as water. Hi, my name is Donnie and welcome to the channel, or welcome back for all my returning customers. Buzz. We're discussing Ice Spice today. She's been doing a lot of weird things these days. We recently got a surviving Ice Spice tour story, so now is just the perfect time to talk about the amalgamation. Is that a word? I'm gonna go with that's a word. The large amount of weird stuff that's been going on with her lately. I predict this is gonna be a lengthy video because we're discussing quite a few things today. I guess I should start off by introducing Ice Spice, but I feel like if you don't know who Ice Spice is, you probably clicked on this video by accident and will be exiting soon. Ice Spice is a New York-based drill rapper. I say that loosely. She went viral with her single Munch. Classic Ice Spice, very memeable, caused a big discussion.
I lost that.
That's the Munch girl?
Ice Spice is here, the Munch girl.
Yeah, it's the Munch girl.
Oh, you thought I was feeling you? That nigga's a munch. Nigga's a eater, he eat it for lunch.
Since her virality has died down a little bit, she's speculated to be an industry plant. Do your own research on that. I will not be breaking down how an industry plant works, but a lot of people consider her one due to her very quick rise to fame without having to do too much grinding within her career. Since then, as a performer, she's been known to give nothing. And the consensus is that she's okay with giving nothing. First weird thing we're going to talk about concerning Ice Spice is something a lot of people have addressed and spoken about already. She seems to have a thing for fecal matter. Here's a couple of her lyrics from her most recent album. I'm Miss Poopy but I never smell. I'm gonna hit you with that one again. I don't think y'all heard her. I'm Miss Poopy but I never smell. Next lyric, standing on shit like a floor mat. If I had to guess how she said it, I would say standing on shit like a floor mat. Not terribly bad. I think that's a perfectly acceptable fecal matter like bar. Next, Birdie took a fake perk, now he got tummy runs. Very minor fecal matter reference. And then we have an all-time fan favorite. Think you the shit. You not even a fart. I be going hard. Not gonna lie, when that first came out, I thought that was fantastic. Mad genius, my heart. Did y'all like that? Did that sound natural? I don't know if the New Yorkians invented that, but my heart, oh my god, that eats. If I could incorporate that into my regular vocabulary without feeling like a tryhard.
Oh, word, my heart? You good, my heart?
Sorry. But yeah, when I first heard that, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, it was just the first time I had ever heard anybody speak about poop so passionately, you know, with so much vigor. I had to give it a pass. I had to let it ride. If I'm being honest, I think this is a ploy by her marketing team just to give people something to talk about when it comes to Ice Spice, because at this point, there's not much to talk about when you bring her up besides the weird things that we're about to talk about today. But when it comes to her music, she's not giving us much to work off of. So there has to be something, you know? The ante has to be upped some kind of way. And that's what I think the fecal matter bars are for.
Chewy's on.
But you see how we're starting off just weird, just strange. The next sort of negative thing that I heard about Ice Spice was her and the Baby Storme drama. I guess they were friends maybe since high school, before high school. I guess they both do music and their plan was to come up together maybe, or like, you know, they were friends. So the idea was to put each other on if one or the other got more popular. Baby Storme, I had never really seen before. She's on TikTok and is also an artist, but she posted a conversation that she had with Ice Spice, and Ice Spice calls Nicki Minaj jealous. I'm not sure if the reason why Baby Storme ended up exposing her was because she was also feeling wronged by Ice Spice at that time, or if that came later.
Baby Storme is saying that Ice Spice halted her career. Like, she made sure that her career took off, and when her career took off, she didn't help Baby Storme grow. She did everything in her power to make sure her career never took off.
With the Nicki Minaj thing, I know Ice Spice lost like millions of monthly listeners because a lot of her fan base were also Nicki Minaj fans or stans. When word got out that she dissed the queen, I would say that's really when things started to look down for Ice Spice, because things just kind of plummeted, which is a bit sad, honestly.
Ice Spice done went from 45 million listeners on Spotify to 18. I wonder why that is. Could it be them barbs done left? Could it be that, right? See, this is what happens when you bite the hand that feeds you, man. I believe Nicki Minaj did a lot for Ice Spice. Her two biggest songs is with Nicki. Once that little message came out where Ice Spice was basically dissing Nicki, talking about she's ungrateful and delusional, them numbers been going down, man.
That was the next scenario where it was like, oh, okay, Ice Spice might be letting this, you know, fame get to her head a little bit. That little scenario lasted for like 2 seconds. And then shortly after that, Ice Spice got involved with this PR stunt with the rapper Central Cee that affected his very public relationship with a girl named Mads. Now this is what made me start to side eye Ice Spice as a person. Let me break it down for you, okay? Central Cee is with a girl named Mads, right? Central Cee comes to Mads and says,
Hey, I've got a new song.
and so Mads is excited, she's pumped, she takes a listen. She notes in this song that he is quite literally talking about how he gets away with cheating in his relationship. And so she's like,
My boy, are you cheating on me?
and he goes,
No, are you mad? It's just for the song. It's just art.
she goes,
Okay, cool.
the song drops with the video. But little does Mads know, with this song comes a whole PR stunt involving Ice Spice. So now, Mads is posting on the internet about how hurt she is, just crashing out, because she had no idea any of this was gonna happen with Central Cee and Ice Spice, and then people are making fun of her because, like, that's what people do on the internet.
My ex-boyfriend kind of publicly violated me through the means of using me as a pawn in his PR stunt, and also not informing me of his PR stunt, which was to essentially make it look like he's sleeping with another girl, who obviously was not me. The number one thing that has caught my eye this week from, like, people's comments was, how the f*** is she so calm? Guys, let me tell you, I was not. And I don't know how I've done this so quickly to turn myself around. Actually, I do know. But for the first 5 days after I found out what was happening, and I found out the 1st of July, I was laying in bed going crazy. And I lay there and I didn't eat and I didn't drink. I didn't even pee. I didn't do anything. Like, I just lay there and I like I was in a pile of sweat because I knew I couldn't say anything.
She's pouring her whole heart out about how this entire thing affected her and her mental. And these are the types of things that Ice Spice chooses to post in the midst of the fallout between Central Cee and Mads. Quite literally the opposite of mindful, not very kind, definitely not cutesy. What did I learn Ice Spice is not?
Demure.
The behavior that Ice Spice is exhibiting while parading around the world with Central Cee is just absolutely disgusting. And this whole time, Ice Spice wants people to believe that she's a girl's girl. At this point, it's very much giving Mean Girl. You couldn't possibly be a girl's girl and pull a stunt like this. You are a girl's worst enemy at this point. You are quite literally anti-girl. What did Maya Angelou say?
When someone shows you who they are, believe them.
Both Central Cee and Ice showed us the type of people they were in that song with the lyrics that they made together. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to take too much off of Central Cee. He caused quite a lot of pain, and if he cared anything about his relationship, all he had to do was communicate.
Alright, Dookie, is it going to be a major PR stunt with Ice the Spice, alright?
That's what I would imagine a proper Brit would do. Is he British? Is that what he is? Beans and toast? I've had it. Not bad, actually. One of the Brits' better moves, not gonna lie. This scenario solidifies Ice Spice moves weird. This leads us to our most recent story. It's time to lock in. We have the New York-based rapper Cleo Trapper dropping a whole 6-part How I Survived Ice Spice segment. And when I tell you things get weird, things get strange. It's a lot. So I'm gonna try to summarize part 1. She sort of summarizes her relationship with Ice Spice in this first part. She's known Ice Spice for 2 years and was very supportive of Ice Spice before she went viral. She said she knew of her. She had seen her on social media. She thought she was a very cute girl and she liked what she was doing. She eventually met her. They didn't become like this, but they were more like this, you know? They weren't the best of friends by any means. She emphasizes that they never really hung out on a chill note. Like, you know, you have somebody come over, you guys do some separate activities in the same room, or you guys, you know, watch a show or movie together or something like that. If anything, Ice would invite her to various work events of hers. So they were well-acquainted pals, you could say. But apparently there was some drama. Cleo Trapper did an interview where she didn't confirm that Ice Spice was black, and I guess that rubbed Ice Spice the wrong way. But Cleo Trapper was like, I don't know you like that. Like, we're not that close. Just to give you kind of like an idea of where their friendship or acquaintanceship was at, you know? Ice Spice calls Cleo Trapper. She's like, hey, I want you to come on tour with me. Cleo Trapper is thinking, oh, she just kind of wants me to be there with her. And Ice Spice is like, no, girl, I want you to perform. Cleo Trapper, a true artist, she's like, okay, yeah, I could do that. Sounds like a fun, cool opportunity. She's thinking her and Spice, they're friends, not the closest of friends, but good friends, you know? So she accepts this opportunity presented to her. She says, you know, what do I need to get together? What do I need to pay for? She says Ice Spice assures her that she doesn't need to take care of anything financially, right? She says, I got you. You're gonna be with me, okay? Hotel room, don't worry about it. You're in my room. You're in my dressing room, okay? You're with me. You're my peoples. I got you. You're good, all right? So what does Cleo Trapper do? She takes that as word. She says, I'm good. I don't have to worry about anything. I'll come. However, she only has 1 day to prepare to leave. So she gathers up her things, she gets her life together, and she embarks on this journey with Ice Spice. Let us begin.
I'll tell y'all how the tour went now. Please keep in mind that before I went on tour, I had 1 day to prepare. 1 single day. I didn't know what to expect. This is my first tour. Like, I wasn't allowed to bring anybody. She said if I brought anybody, I was going to have to pay for their hotel and transportation. I'm just like, girl, I didn't even have time to prepare for this. Like, I only got 1 day. Like, you feel me? Like, I had things to pay for myself as an independent artist. So, of course, I'm thinking, like, of ways to not come too much out of pocket for a tour that doesn't even have me on the bill.
If you don't know what a bill is, just think of like the itinerary for a concert. It's just knowing who's gonna be performing. So like if you ever see the list of performers for like a Lollapalooza or whatever, and you can see who's performing, who's headlining. You can think of something similar to that. There's no advertising for Cleotrapa. No one knows that she's gonna be on tour yet because there's not any promotion for her. It's not like Ice Spice is going on tour with Cleotrapa. It's just Ice Spice going on tour, and oh, what do you know? Cleotrapa's there. And if she does want people to know, she is gonna have to promote on her own social media and use her own resources to draw in anyone that may want to see her.
Anyways, let's go into how the tour went. First couple of days was cute. We went to Philly, and this is when things go left now. Yeah, we're in a hotel room. We're not sure if we're gonna like bring our bags to the venue, because I guess like we were gonna come back to the hotel. But she told me, don't leave your bags at the hotel. You might need something in it. I was like, okay, I'll bring it. Her security.
Put a pin in that. Ice Spice tells her, bring her bags. You might need them.
That's weird.
Security, who brings all her bags, she has like 10 bags. He brought my bag, and now we're at the venue, and I do need something in the suitcase. Like, I had a wardrobe malfunction, like she said I probably would have. She cursed me, okay? Because now I do have a wardrobe malfunction. So I'm like, oh, how can I get the bag? She's like, tell the security to get it for you. I go to the security. I'm like, can you get my bag out the trunk? Because I have no idea where the trunk is, where the car went. We just came into the venue like we artists. We working. He goes, he gets the bag, brings it upstairs. I change, da-da-da-da. End of the show. I put my bag next to her 10 bags and the big black dresser, and yeah, I'm thinking everything is gonna be moved, but like back into the truck, and we could, you know, leave, go back to the hotel. I turned around and my bag is still there. All her bags was gone. I'm just like, why would somebody just leave my bag? I asked the security, I'm like, can you take my bag? He said no. I was like, what the f is going on?
Cause you're losing me. The security that brought her bag onto the bus for them to get to the venue is now telling her that he can't take her bag with the 10 bags of Ice Spices that he just took off the bus. Because what do you mean? You're the one that put the bag on the bus. Is this not your job? Bag boy? Security bag boy? Security bag bitch boy? Is this not your job? Sorry, I'm getting upset.
Okay, I'm like, can I pay somebody to bring my bags down? Because I didn't want to bring the bags down. I'm just a girl. So I'm like, all right, let me bring the bags. I'm tight, though. I'm tight. Like, I'm not used to this stuff. Like, what the f? I'm just supposed to be performing. Need I remind you, I'm not even allowed to bring somebody on tour with me. So I didn't really have anybody helping me. It was just me. But I feel like she could have simply said to the security, like, take Cleo's bag. Don't forget Cleo's bag. But I got a sense that she just wanted me to struggle. That's kind of fucked up as like a friend. So I carry the bags. I take one duffel bag. It's pouring outside. I put it in the car. The fans are screaming, Cleo, can we get a picture? Cleo, can we get a picture? As I'm struggling with a bag. And it's like very embarrassing. Like never do fans want to take a picture with me while I'm like carrying big ass bags looking like that. I had to make a second trip for the suitcase. I made the second trip for the suitcase. Do it again, raining outside, dragging the suitcase, fans.
I don't think anything is wrong with carrying your own bags. But when you're a public figure, stuff like that is a little embarrassing. Oh, you know, the little guy, the opening acts carrying their own bags while everybody else is well taken care of. I mean, I don't know if anyone should be like too good to carry their own bags, but as an artist, she's talent and she wants to be treated as talent, as she should be treated.
It was so fucking humiliating. I was like, what the f? I get in the car, I'm tight, like I'm fake drenched and I'm tight, like, and the car ride is silence, and I know she peeped why I was mad. It's like she just doesn't give a f. So we went to the hotel now. When we pull up to the hotel, she's like, oh, like, telling the security guy what bag she wants taken out the car because we was about to go to the hotel so she could take a shower. But it's like, I perform too. I want to take a shower too. So I'm just like, you the only one that's taking a shower? I'm going to take a shower too. She's like, oh, you got to tell him what bags to take out or he's not going to take it. And I'm just thinking to myself, didn't I just tell this guy to bring my bags to the car and he said no? So why would I think that he's going to take my bags out because I said so? You know, it's like she just didn't want to speak for me at all. She just wanted to show that you're here alone. I'm just like, wow. So I come out the car and I'm just telling the bellman what bags to take out because I'm going to take a shower too. So we go upstairs and it's like after the show, it kind of gives like a rush vibes because we're trying to like hurry up and get back on the bus. So we're in the hotel room and I have this feeling in my chest. I don't know if anybody else who's a real ass bitch gets this feeling. And it's just a feeling and I'm just like, I have to say something because if I don't say something, I'm going to start moving like I don't like her. So I want to at least say how I feel, get her take on it instead of being angry and just letting it build up frustration in me. So she's in the shower and I'm like about to take my makeup off so that we can like, you know, I'm not waiting for her to get out the shower to take my makeup off and it's just delaying us because we're trying to hurry up. So I went to the bathroom, I'm taking my makeup off and I'm like, yo, you know, you told me to take my bags with me to the venue. You said that was it was smart for me to take my bags and the reason why. And you even told me to tell your security to bring the bags upstairs. So why would it be a problem for him to bring the bags back to the car? And she goes, that's my security. He works for me. If he feels like he's doing more work.
No, because you invited me. Sorry. I'm putting myself in this. This is not about me. You invited her to the tour. So now the security works for both of y'all. If you told her she doesn't have to worry about anything, I think the bags are included in anything. I wasn't there. So I don't know if Ice immediately popped off like that, like she's saying that she did. But like if that's your immediate response.
But that's my security though.
You told her she's not allowed to bring anybody unless she pays for their stuff. But this is already an unplanned for event.
He's gonna want to get paid more. So I'm like, how much does he want to get paid more? Because if I'm gonna be with her this whole tour, I will pay him more. I'll pay him more to carry my bags. I don't want to be carrying my bags. I don't. Like, y'all seen all the fans seeing me carry my bags? That was crazy to me. So I'm like, all right, we gotta figure this out. So like, how much you want to get paid more? He's like, he gets paid a flat rate.
Do you think she's dumb?
I'm like, is this girl serious? She said it like she had no idea what flat rate meant. If he gets paid a flat rate, that means that he'll move a house for you. He's getting paid to work for you. He got paid to work for you. He's moving anything you tell him to move.
Exactly. If it's a flat rate, it's all encompassing. The flat fee includes the price of everything. So if he has to lug a rhinoceros around and get it on the tour bus, it's included in the fee. What? And granted, Ice Spice is pretty young still, so maybe she didn't know what a flat fee was. She cannot know what a flat fee is. But if not, you sound stupid.
She started making it seem like she understand, like, oh yeah, that's crazy, da-da-da. But then she goes back to being weird and she's just like, he can't leave my side. Like, he can't leave me. That's why. Like, girl, what you mean he can't leave you? So now I catch her again. Like, she's just weird. I'm just like, what you mean he can't leave?
Hold on.
Hold on that. Hold on. Now, hold on.
Not to be that guy. A handler? Oh. Not to be that guy. But, I mean, why can't he leave your side? Is it giving Illuminati? I don't know.
He left you several times to bring your bags to the car. He left you a lot of times already. She's like, oh, why would I wait for him to bring your bags to the car? I'm like, the conversation was done after that. I said, okay, I know the type of girl that I'm dealing with. She's very selfish. I got out the bathroom. That was the end of it. I didn't bring up that situation no more. I charged it to the game. And charging something to the game is normally something you do regarding business. But I thought that this girl was my friend. So I'm like, why would I have to charge something to the game in this situation? Like, this is supposed to be my friend. But gradually I start seeing that she wasn't really my friend. And that was like the beginning.
If you were like me and you haven't heard the term charging it to the game before, this is where I'm gonna exercise context clues. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments if someone knows better than me. But essentially, I'm chucking that up to it is what it is. But like with a friend or with someone that you're familiar with, it's deeper than that. There's emotions. You assume they care about you. But if you're talking about business, things that require less emotion, empathy, you may want to consider things more as black and white. This might not be the best for me emotionally, but It's what comes with the territory. You know, to expect certain things, to expect to be dealing with certain types of people, whether you want to or not. You would assume in personal relationships, you don't have to deal with stuff you don't necessarily want to because they would care to fix those issues. You don't ever want to associate friendships and romantic relationships with the game. The game is something to be played, something to be won, something to be maneuvered around. Those characteristics are not things you want to do in your personal relationships. I don't know if I did a good job explaining that, and I don't know if you really needed context, but that's how I interpreted it. Yeah, my nickname in high school was Donna Thoris. Yeah, they call me the Donanary, like dictionary, but with the beginning of my name, because it's
beginning of it. Now, what I didn't know, which I later learned after bringing up everything I went through to her, I learned that this situation where I said something about my bags was the reason why I got mistreated the entire tour after that. And I had no idea that she was so tight at me for saying something, because she's the type of person, she doesn't want anything said to her. She feels too big. She feels too highly. She's on her high horse. Nobody can say nothing to her. But that's the type of person I wouldn't want as a friend. Like, I don't want a friend that I can't tell about themselves. Like, I can't tell you about yourself because you're famous. Like, that's sick. Whatever, though. So we went to the next places. Got back to New York, indecisive if I wanted to continue the tour because of the bag situation. And I'm just like, oh, because I'm not going to have anybody but me and my managers was working on getting somebody, like some assistant. Of course, this story is long as because it was 30 days of hell. So yeah, the New York show, I was real indecisive about like continuing the tour. But I have this drive in me where I feel like God wouldn't put me in a situation that I cannot handle. He put me in this situation. He gave me this situation, and if I couldn't handle it, he wouldn't have. So I'm going to overcome everything. You are not going to trick me out of my spot. You are not going to make me feel like I'm not supposed to be here. I am moving by the grace of God. And from that moment forward, I said, I'm not even going to speak on anything that makes me feel uncomfortable or makes me feel unwelcomed. But at the end of this, I'm going to say how I feel, because right now in this moment, I feel like I'm on tour with somebody that don't even with me for real. That's not even really my friend. The New York tour, her dressing room was kind of small. I never have a dressing room. You know what was kind of weird? That she said that I was going to be with her the whole time. Like, I was going to be with her. You're going to be with me. You're good. And when I would come inside the venue, her whole tour production team, they would act like they have no idea where I'm supposed to go. Like, did she not tell you guys that I'm supposed to be in her room? They're just like, oh, we don't have a room for you. But
it sounds like Ice Spice probably organically wanted her there, but her label or whoever pays for the tour didn't. It's definitely weird for her to like be opening the tour, like have her own little set list and them not make room for her. But I do know tours are very expensive. There's like a budget for everything. So if Ice Spice just organically wanted her there and she just told her team
that, hey, my friend is coming and I want her to perform,
they're probably not going to tell her no because she's, you know, their boss. If that was a last minute decision, there's no way they would have had time to prepare for her, at least on a consistent basis.
They'll give me like a the bathroom that everybody's using. They'll give me the bathroom and say, well, you can get dressed inside this bathroom right here. And I'm just like, I'm supposed to be in her room though. Like, I'm confused. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, but need I remind you, every time there was a special guest or somebody that Ice wanted to bring out, they was always accommodated. Somehow they was always able to find a room, and they always had a room for themselves. I never had a room. And I was okay with that because I already came on tour knowing that I was going to be with her. But it annoyed me when they would act like they had no idea where I was supposed to be at. So the dressing room is small, and I asked her like, oh, can I get ready inside your room? She's like, come and see the room. I come and see the room, and the room is large enough for us to get ready in it. Like, bro, you invited me on tour, bro. We supposed to be trying to thug it out and make it work because we're friends and we're girls. Like, hello? So we're getting our makeup done. Our chairs are like just back to back, but the room is not, it's not like there's a couch. Her wardrobe is able to fit in there, which is a big wardrobe. All her stuff is able to fit in it. She's good. She's good. And I'm good too. I give her space. After I'm done dressing up, I get out the room. I do not sit around in the room because she don't even allow me to sit in the room. She just gives the boot like anytime she feel like it, which was kind of like weird too, because like, girl, why I can't just sit in the room and chill? Like, oh yeah, I forgot.
Also, not to be that person, but I feel like them being two artists who I'm sure are, you know, very sensitive about their shit. Was that Lauryn Hill? Who was that? I don't know.
That's because she was tight ever since the Philly show when I said something about the luggage. That is why everything was weird afterwards. Now, I put my bag on the side of her couch, and she knows it's mine, because she knows that's my bag. I put it on the side of the couch. Her mom and her little sister came in the room, so everybody got out the room, da-da-da-da. Like an hour goes by. I like go downstairs. I walk past the room. I see my bag, like my Telfar bag outside of her door. And I'm just like, wait, why would they kick this little bag out?
That's a good person right there. That would have been my last straw. Why are you touching my stuff? My stuff? You're touching my things? Your security can't pick up my bag from the bus, but somebody has the energy to pick up my bag and place it outside the door? And don't tell me it was on the floor.
On the floor?
I mean, she said it was on the floor by the couch in the room. But still, that's on the floor by the couch. That's a different energy than outside the door on the floor. Now, this is sabotage.
This little bag was on the side of the couch. Like, why would it need to be kicked out the room? It's crazy now, a few days later, and I'm not accusing anybody of nothing. It could have been anybody. You know what I'm saying? It could have been somebody that walked past the door and seen a bag in the front of Ice's door. My card was used. $700 and something was used at one of those designer retail websites like S.
Wrap it up. I'm out the door and Ice Spice owes me $700. That's just me though. What do you mean somebody used your card and you weren't tripping? That's beyond me. This is a fantastic individual from what I'm hearing. $700? $700? We're gonna have to go back to the venue and check these cameras. There's a criminal out here using $700 of my hard-earned money.
I was so gagged. I was just like, what? Of course, call my bank, got my money back. I didn't even make it a thing.
She either had Chase or Discover. Chase doesn't really ask many questions. Discover, for that amount, they might ask a few questions, open up a case before you get your money back. But you'll get it back. But they're gonna do some investigation.
Imagine somebody that only has $700 and something in the account. But like I said, I'm not even gonna say nothing. She probably gonna argue with me. She probably gonna something. Now, I stayed in New York a couple of days to work on my video shoot. When I came back, everything changed. So she told me to take a bunk on her bus because Riot was coming to the back. Riot's coming, so take a bunk on the bus. I was like, okay, girl, I'm not gonna block. You wanna be with your man? Cool, granted. That's what she told me though. Who knows? The bus ride is mad long. I'm thinking we're gonna go back to the hotel when we get to where we going, like we're gonna be in the same hotel. When she got out the back room on the bus, we came out together. It was her, Riot, me, and the security were walking towards the elevator. We go inside the elevator. And this is something that she could have texted me, because she texted me when she said that he was coming on the bus and for me to take a bunk on the bus. So she goes in the elevator, "You're not gonna get your own room?" I was like, what? I didn't know I was getting my own room. I was back confused. I'm like, oh, that's what I was trying to understand.
See, she's just moving weird. Like, you're not gonna get your own room? You told me I'm with you. No, I'm not gonna get my own room. Why don't you get another room? Because you told me I was gonna be accommodated. So accommodate. What is going on? Like, why are you weird?
I'm opening. Girl, why you can't say nothing to nobody? Why do you always try to give like an embarrassment kind of vibe? Like, it's not even embarrassing, but it's like, that's the vibe that you make it seem like you try to give all the time. Like, girl, you could have texted me that. Cleo, make sure you get your own room. This is the hotel we staying at. Like,
just giving mean girl vibes. Like, who says that?
So you're not gonna get your own room?
What about Central Cee? You not gonna get your own man?
I could have had the room booked already before we got here, boo. But on top of that, I didn't even know that I was paying for hotel rooms, because they're staying at five-star hotel rooms every place. Her label's covering everything. Label, everything's covered. I'm an independent artist. Why would I come on this tour knowing that I had one day to prepare? Now I'm gonna have to pay for 5-star hotels in every city This is not something that I signed up for. This is not something that I was prepared for. This is not something that I told my label about. They would have helped me.
I am confused. Maybe someone can explain. I don't know. I could do my own research, but I'm recording a video. When she says I'm an independent artist, but also says my label, I thought independent artist meant no label. If someone would be so kind as to provide clarification, I would appreciate that. If not, that's okay too. I will stay ignorant though.
But you gave me one single day to prepare for a tour that you knew about months ago. That's so crazy to me. But we know why now. We know now that you added me to the tour simply because you wanted to damage control. The situation with Baby Storme was making you look crazy. You thought to yourself, and this is things that I realized after the fact. I told y'all, I really thought that she was trying to make it up, but it wasn't a makeup matter. It was her trying to clean up everything that was going on with her, and let's add Cleo to the tour so people think that I'm a good friend, so people think that I give opportunities to her and I'm nice and I'm good. Her hairstylist ended up saying like, you know, you should stay. You got your fans coming out. You already promoted it yourself. Like, your fans is coming to see you. Do it for your fans. She put that battery in my back to really, like, I had to get my head back on a swivel. Like, yo, make this situation what you can make it and just ignore everything else. And at the end of this, you will address her and you will tell her how this situation made you feel. And if she doesn't care, that was never your friend. So I end up staying with the hairstylist. She let me stay inside her hotel room. Every city that we went to, I stayed with her, and she was mad nice, and it was so fun with her. Like, it really just gave, like, it was just fun. Like, it felt like how it was supposed to be with Ice, but she's fucking boring. Like, she's boring. She doesn't want to do anything. She doesn't even want to play Uno. Like, she doesn't want to do anything. The bus rides be bad, boring. It just be boring. So, like,
I'm sorry, but you know how... Do you know how much of a wet blanket you have to be to not even want to play Uno? Ice, listen, I know I've said a lot of things thus far, but tell me it ain't so. Tell me you didn't decline a round of Uno? No go fish? Nothing? You didn't want to do anything? Besides a barbecue, you know, a game night. If someone is suggesting Uno, there's nothing to do. So Cleotrapa's age on the net says 26. I don't know if that's accurate, but this would make sense because Ice Spice is Gen Z. True Gen Z. Gen Z, very much on the phone, very much chronically online, can get very antisocial. Cleotrapa, 26, also Gen Z, but closer to millennial. That could be a key distinction, possibly.
And what her hairstylist really showed me, like, the fun side of the tour. And she even said it herself, like, yeah, you made this tour so, like, easy going, like, you just made it fun. And I'm glad that she felt that way because she made that for me too. And thank you, girl.
Aww.
Now moving forward, this is when it starts to really feel like mistreatment and just weird stuff. The hairstylist shows me like a menu and stuff. She's like, oh, production and whatever, they're gonna order food for everybody, pick what you want. I was like, okay, I'll get a chicken salad just like you. Like, I'll just get a chicken salad. It's a chicken salad. Then she shows me like a message where somebody from production is like, Cleo is not a part of the budget. So I'm just like, how am I not a part of the budget, but y'all invited me on tour? Like,
at this point, she's on the tour. She's been told by the headliner that she's going to be taken care of, so y'all should be taking care of her. But what's happening is that there's a trickle-down effect. The headliner that invited her on the tour isn't really cool with her at the moment, I guess. So she's probably pulling back her own resources, telling everybody,
don't do anything for this girl. I don't care. Do what you want about her.
Which is honestly devious. Like, what the heck? At this point, Ice Spice could have said, hey, yo, this is not gonna work. I don't want you on tour anymore. I feel like Cleotrapa would have understood. That's just the vibe that I'm getting from my good sis Cleotrapa. I think she would have like felt the way, like, bro, what are you talking about? What's going on? Like, explain this. But I feel like as long as she would have, you know, been given a way to get back home, I kind of feel like she would have been cool.
And why didn't they tell you, make sure Cleo's good the same way you told me that I was gonna be good? Why is your production saying that I'm not a part of the budget for a chicken salad? Chicken salad? I'm not a part of the budget for a chicken salad? Y'all could have bought that chicken salad and literally got the money from my manager or me. But y'all wanted to show me so bad that I can't get nothing and that nobody is here for me that I couldn't even get a chicken salad. I gagged. I was like, wow, this shit is corny. I ain't saying nothing. No, remember I said I wasn't saying anything about anything. I was just going to take everything in and whatever. My manager ends up getting me an assistant to come on tour with me, somebody to help. They met me in Chicago. So now the Chicago show was lit as It was so fun. And the only reason why she even came in the first place was because she was told that she was going to be able to go on Riot's bus. And then at the end of the show, she was told that Riot said you can't come on his bus. And she was just so confused because that's the reason why she came all the way to Chicago in the first place. And Riot is not even on his own bus. He's on the bus with Ice. So it was just so mind-boggling, you know? And he probably didn't even say that. They probably just didn't even want me to have anybody. And that was the...
It's stuff like that. I think Riot's her producer. First of all, why does he have his own bus? Do producers get their own bus?
The vibe that I was starting to get that they actually do want me to struggle. They want me to struggle a little bit. They want to see if I'm gonna stay. It's like they want to put this pressure on me. And let me tell you, the devil would not win, boo. He was starting to get to me, but he didn't win. Sent her all the way back to New York. And I was left, again, with nobody. I got a little piece of help, and then I was done for. Now we're in Texas. We're in between Texas and Mexico. What do you guys think of when y'all think Texas, between Texas and Mexico?
Racist.
Desert.
Oh.
Desert.
Right.
Tumbleweeds. Nothing for miles. No Uber Eats. No Uber 2 Eats. We're at a Best Western or whatever one of those hotels are. Yeah, no food. There's a McDonald's all the way down the block, 8-minute walk. Probably gonna get bit by scorpions and all sorts of other bugs while walking through the desert to McDonald's. So me and her hairstylist were in the hotel. We just sleeping and stuff. It's like 2 o'clock. We get up around like 5 or 6. I call Ice. I'm getting ready and shit. Me and her hairstylist about to make videos or whatever. I call. I'm like, oh, let's make TikToks. She's like, that soulless demon face just, you're with my hairstylist. So like, damn, my bad. It was really seeming like she didn't really want me to be friends with her hairstylist, but it's like, I don't got no friends. So I'm going to make friends with that actually want to be my friend. I'm sorry. I hung up on her after that because it was just like, ew, like, all right, I'm with your hairstylist, so what that mean? Like, oh, like, I can't, like, I'm not ready, obviously. Like, it was just the attitude around it that was just so weird and corny to me. I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, like, it seems like she's jealous. She's jealous that the way that she's sabotaging this woman isn't getting to her like maybe she wanted it to. I can't say that Ice Spice was doing all this stuff on purpose, but if not, what's the attitude for? I don't think she would have gone on tour with you. I don't think she would have felt like y'all were friends the way she felt like y'all were friends. It's giving that Ice Spice had this plan to sort of ice her out, low-key, doing all this stuff to make her want to leave so that if and when she left, it would be of her own decision and it wouldn't make Ice Spice look bad because she chose to leave the tour. Ice Spice didn't kick her off the tour. That's probably why she didn't tell her that she wasn't feeling it anymore.
And I seen her in the lobby, and her and some other boy, one of Ice's friends, is just standing there, you know, with a basketball. I'm like, oh, what y'all just did? Oh, we was playing basketball, whatever. Nobody said anything about eating. Nobody. Me and the hairstylist keep talking about food. We like, oh, damn, we mad hungry. Like, we mad hungry, just a McDonald's. Or nobody said anything about food while me and her are talking about how hungry we are. Now we go to the boys' bus, tour bus, and we just sitting on the bus. We just like, yo, like, can somebody come with us to McDonald's? Like, nobody want to walk there by themselves. We fake want to meet with us. They like, oh, that's mad far. Like, nah, like, word, there's a desert, it's scary. I'm like, okay. Nobody said anything about food still. Come to find out, everybody ate. Everybody ate. Can you believe that? Everybody ate. Guess what? They all went to a steakhouse. Everybody went to a steakhouse and left me, the hairstylist, and the makeup artist. Everybody went to go get a bite. Steak, mash, cream corn, spinach. And we didn't have anything. We didn't eat at all. We're trying to figure out how to get a McDonald's. And y'all all ate already? Nobody mentioned it. You know what?
That's not even weird at this point. That's diabolical. How could you live with yourself?
Why nobody mentioned it? Because it was a secret. It was a secret, and I gagged. One of the things that I have to charge to the game.
At y'all's big age, y'all are going on secret steak dinner missions. What was even the point of leaving them out? Like, what did y'all gain from that? Icicle Spicicle, come here. She let you play with her money. She let you play with her time, going on tour in a day, but you're playing with her food. And that I simply cannot stand for. Therefore, I shall stay seated while I state this. You are sick. Sick.
I'm like, what? They said don't say anything. We don't want to make it a problem. All right, I'm not going to say anything. One of the things I'm just going to have to bring up when I'm ready to leave. And that's another thing that I later realized when I reflected on everything, that this girl was really mad at me for saying something about that luggage, bro. She was so mad at me for saying something. Like, she don't want nobody say nothing to her. Like, she tried to low-key torture me. Like, she was trying to low-key do it. Like, she wasn't trying to do it too much, but she was trying to still, like, show me, like, yeah. And I'm just like, I didn't even know that until I brought all of this up to her. And she showed me that she didn't give a girl, you. I was like, oh my God, I just went on tour with somebody that hates my guts. Wow. So for you guys that don't know how a tour bus looks, it looks like a slave ship. Very similar to a slave ship. 3 bunks stacked up on top of each other very tightly on each side. Some may have more, but this bus that we was on had 3. And then she has her big room in the back, which I was staying at for the first couple of days until I blew things by saying something about my bag. So that's how the bus looks. And while we were in New Orleans, there was another situation where we was on the bus from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Me and the makeup artist, me and the hairstylist, well, all of us, we were told to get on the bus because at this point, Ice doesn't even communicate with me anymore, by the way. She like slowly, gradually stopped talking to me, and that's because I think like she realized that I was like getting cool with the people that worked for her, so now it's like she's kind of like treating me like a worker. I was so confused, like, you're not being my friend, so I'm going to make more friends. It's like she wanted me to be miserable and alone, and it just didn't happen because that's not what God had planned for me, boo. So they was
I know a lot of artists have a hard time on tour. Some artists really like it, but a lot of people don't. Whether it was like on purpose or not. If Ice Spice wasn't feeling very good about being on tour and she sees the person that she invited on the tour having a great time, she probably didn't like that one bit.
Told to get on the bus at 9. And nobody tells me anything, so I'm just doing what they said, you know. I don't get no text messages, like I say. I don't. She doesn't tell me nothing. So I get on the bus at 9 a.m. because that's what her manager told them. Her manager doesn't even text me. That's how much I don't get anything told to me. So she was literally the one that was supposed to be talking to me. So I get on the bus at 9, wake up at 2, and we're in the same place. Think about it. We're on a slave ship, right? From 9 to 2 p.m. in the same place. Thinking that we're moving and that by the time we wake up, we won't even be there anymore. So to find out we're in the same place is so crazy. My legs are cramping now. I'm just so confused, like treating us like fucking luggage for real. Like, yeah, let's just throw the luggage on the bus. Like, girl, what? We're humans. Can you tell us that you're not leaving right now? Somebody asked, like, why didn't we leave yet? Because Ice didn't feel like leaving yet. And I'm just like, bro, this is so crazy. I texted her, I was like, hey, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm on the way. I'm like, bro, what? You could have been told us not to get on the bus because you're not leaving yet. Y'all go and do something. Y'all walk around or look around and to travel around, whatever, because we're not leaving yet. But instead, you let us sit up in that tour bus for that long, girl.
Ice Spice, she was born in 2000, so she's 24, which I guess is not that much younger than 26, but also her, your frontal lobe hasn't fully developed. I don't know, I'm trying to give Ice Spice the benefit of the doubt, trying to see where she's coming from, and honestly, it really should have been like, you know, her production or management team that's communicating to everyone about what's going on, and they're obviously not doing that. So, I mean, I don't know, to be fair, I would say that's more on production, in my opinion. Not to excuse what Ice Spice is doing. It's just clearly to Ice Spice, they were not on speaking terms, so she didn't tell her. She's definitely being a weirdo, but that one can be on production.
I didn't give a fuck when I told you about any of this, and that is what really hurts the most, how much she didn't give a fuck. So I'm actually glad that I didn't say anything during the tour. And the type of person that I am, bro, if I say how I feel and I see that you don't give a fuck, that starts to turn me. So I didn't want to be turned so bad that I spaz on her. I swing on her. I'm locked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even want that to come out of this at all. Because the way she goes back and forth and the way she's ready to argue, that's somebody that knows that they got people behind her. Because that mouth would not be running like that 2 years ago. I'll tell you that much. I was going to leave after we was left in the desert and they went to the steakhouse behind our backs. I was going to leave after that. But I'm like, you know what? Let me do the Dallas and Houston show. Let me bring my girl Asian out. Let me make the best out of this situation once again. That was going to be it. My mom wasn't able to make it to the New York show. She comes to Atlanta and she wanted to see me. So I'm like, damn, I got to do the Atlanta show just for her. Now, we're going to get into the dispute that ended everything. I addressed everything to her. I should actually show how I addressed it. I was breaking everything down because I want you to know exactly what I went through and how it made me feel. And I also want you to put yourself in my shoes and ask yourself if you would even go through that. Because people fail to realize that she skipped a very important part in her career, which was the grind. She barely had to do that. And that's okay. Some people are lucky. We're going to call it luck. We're not going to call it her being blessed, because I don't think the Lord will bless somebody like her. She is very dark and very soulless. For her energy, I got to witness this very firsthand. I was around her every day, 24/7. I mean, not all the time, because she would go straight to the back into that room. And when I would see her, she was dark. She just, oh my God, like, it's even scary to talk about. Like, bro, that girl, she needs to be saved. Like, I don't know if she was always like that, if it's Hollywood, but Nikki was very, very correct when she said, ain't no friends in the game. But me thinking like, oh, like, I was cool with Ice, like, before all of this, da-da-da-da. I didn't think like she was gonna be a weirdo. So when I told her about everything, when I say everything, I told her everything. I'm gonna put it in the screenshot.
Let's read a little bit of the messages. Thanks for bringing me on tour. It was an interesting experience. I would say overall, you could have been a better host. It was beginning to feel like I asked you to come and not the other way around. Never checked on me, not once, because I was told I was going to be with you. And gradually it started to feel like Khadijah invited me. I wasn't even that close to her before this. I think that's the hairstylist maybe. And I was going to leave as soon as you told me to get my own room, because I was under the impression I wasn't paying for hotel rooms. And even when it came down to you wanted to be with your man, the least Nick could have done was accommodate me, since I'm already not getting paid. She wasn't even getting paid. I didn't even feel welcome, but yeah, she convinced me to stay, and that's why I pulled through the whole shit. And I know you was gonna say some shit to invalidate how I feel. I was just mad confused. You would have known that if you checked your friend one time during the whole thing. Let me even stop saying friend, because I do not give that at all with the way you be moving sometimes. But in conclusion, I'm not mad at all. I just wanted to let you know where things left off at. But have fun in Miami. She comes at Ice pretty respectful. She just kind of expressed how she felt. She didn't mince words by any means, but she wasn't weird or anything. Ice Spice replies, nah, you're mad ungrateful, but I expect that by now. Even James said it. Not even gonna explain myself. Also, didn't know you wasn't on the bus right now. You really stayed in ATL? I feel like this a cover up or what? You need to communicate. Communicate. Literally poster child for not communicating. Miss non-communication is telling someone to communicate. That's crazy. You need to communicate with your managers more, because they something about didn't get your own room. My fault for inviting you. And then look at your tweets, crying emoji. Cover up what, girl? You must have read that with your eyes closed. I literally broke down mad events that had me feeling unwelcome, and you talking about some ungrateful. You think you a fairy godmother? Bro, calm down. I thought you would make sure I'm good when needed. Didn't even let me bring an assistant. Please. Talking about some James. Guys, can we just use some punctuation here? I know it's text, but talking about some James said it. Thanks for letting me know. You thought I was just gonna be happy because I'm on tour with you? Bro, I'm still a human being with mental health. If I feel like I'm not being treated right, then everything else is gonna cancel out. There's times where everybody would order food, ask me what I want, and then would show me that they can't buy me food and I'm not part of the budget. Like, why the bring me and exclude me out of shit? Like, I'm part of the tour, or am I not? Bro, my dumb shit happened. I'm not even gonna say shit anymore. You and this ungrateful shit be blowing. You got the wrong person. I don't care about shit if I'm not being treated right. I'ma holla at you. Did you stay in ATL? Yes. Your fave eater must be out there. Yes. What does that have to do with anything, Icicle? And didn't she say she had a boyfriend? What? Girl, boo wanted to be in Deja's room all day sleeping. You're so incredibly ungrateful and needy. It's insane. Everybody is grinding. You must think I'm a robot. I'm also a human, and you're not my responsibility. I don't know why you act like this for real. Shit is sad, man. Where the was you gonna put your assistant? The laughing emojis. What? Bye, Cleo. You know how many times ordered food and didn't tell me, like, nah, no way, this is really how you felt, and didn't speak up. Bet LMAO. To call me needy as an artist is mad funny. Why Cash not on the bus if he the opener? Whatever. Since I'm so terrible to you, stop being my friend. I don't give a fuck. I know you don't, that's my point. So why come? Mind you, staying in Deja's room that I'm paying for, acting like niggas had you on the street, begging for food, shaking my head. This that shit Yachty was talking about. To reference Yachty? Come on, Ice. I can't even defend you anymore. There's nothing to say. What the f you talking about? Talking about this is what James said, what Yachty was talking about. Girl, I should get a second opinion from everybody? Let me know. Didn't you already get second opinions from Deja? I'm talking to you and you keep talking about what someone else said like they know what I'm talking about. Did I just tell you? I did? Oh, and then she said, my man is in New York, but nothing entitled about wanting my suitcase. Oh, she brings up the suitcase again. We'll save that story for another day, for when you're dropping your single, right? Girl, how about today? Because you ran to unfollow me off of everything, so your fans can soon come and start tagging me and and you already know I'm not gonna stay quiet when they start commenting on my stuff. Like, stop talking to me, bro. I came to you on some respectful shit because I didn't want to do it while being on tour. That wasn't the time or the place. Told me to go to hell after all that. Okay, cute. You the opposite of respectful. You gonna act like you ain't trying to call me dumb saying I just learned words? You disrespected me first by bringing up my boyfriend, girl. LMFAO. Like, saying I'm in the ATL to cheat is disrespectful as f. Enjoy your little story time. Enjoy being friendless. Enjoy being careerless. LMFAO. Mind you, two completely different things, but I guess that was in the drafts because you're weird like that. You think you're the only bitch I was friends with? Entitled loser thinks the world revolves around them. The way that they're going back and forth, I see what she was saying when she was like, it was like she was arguing with, you know, someone she was in a relationship with, because the way I would have said what I needed to say, saw Ice Spice's first response and then blocked her. How the fuck can I think the world revolves around me after everything I just said I went through, and I'm still not saying anything crazy? Everything you saying just proves how genuinely weird you are. You said enjoy being friendless. You thought you ate that? What the f does that make you? And let me clock this quick. Nothing about me gives careerless. Just because you're where you're at doesn't give any kind of right to think I'm careerless. I'm blessed in every aspect and I will continue to be blessed. The f is you talking about? I said that because you ain't never bring anybody around you. I speak on your career and your job. Nothing we have a dispute about. Friendship. Like, what the f? You talking about careers and everywhere with it, bro. They go hand in hand. You wouldn't know. Girl, to you have a different definition of everything in your head. Mind you, was with my childhood friend on the Europe leg, college friends on the US leg, and you're a bum who I thought was a friend as well. So when did it get friendless? Now I'm a bum? Oh, LMFAO. I'm out. Bum. Yes, crying about a hotel room. Not her saying I'm out and then you really the dumbest bitch the Lord has ever put on this earth. Wasn't nobody complaining about a hotel room. That's the only thing you fucking see out of everything. I said you could have communicated because I never knew I would be paying for a hotel in every city I got invited a day before. Why the fuck would I want to come out and pocket for something? If I know, I would have made the decision not to come. It's not about being a bum. It's about putting myself first. You dumb. It's my money. LMAO was feeding to call me a bum. I'm crying. I'm gonna tear you a new one so soon. After looking at the text messages, it seems like Ice Spice really feels justified in how she feels and how she treated her. Which does make me want to hear Ice Spice's side of things, at least of how she was feeling emotionally, because you can see that there is emotion behind what Ice Spice is saying. I want to know, like, was she really upset about the suitcase thing? Like, did it go a little bit differently? Not saying this would justify anything, because none of this can be justified after you just said this is what Yachty was talking about, but it does make me curious.
And the shit is sad because I genuinely was trying to help her. Like, I'm like, yo, do you want to just come on this tour? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just, like, join. Like, mad last minute type shit. What had actually happened is that we added another tour bus. So I'm like, now we have extra room. We have extra bunks. So I'm like, oh, let me see if Cleo wants to come. Feel me? So she could do, like, her songs and stuff like that. But that's what the fuck I get for trying to be a good person. It's whatever, bro. Honestly, like, you know, that's not gonna stop me from still trying to be a good person. Like, I'm gonna always help the next person out. Like, and that's really my fault for real, because whatever though. But to say, like, just to leave out so many details is crazy. Like, how you not gonna tell the people we was on them rides at the theme park screaming our vocal cords out, like, to the point where the next day it was hard to perform. Like, we was having fun. So for you to try to sit here and complain about a chicken salad, it's like, you never came to me talking about a chicken salad. What are you really talking about right now? You gonna send me a whole essay after tour? Like, you just gonna get off the bus? I don't even know you got off the bus. And you gonna send me an essay with an intro, bodies, and a conclusion, like, and you want me to try to like analyze this and figure out how I'm wrong when all I did was share my stage with you, when I ain't even have to do that. You got less than 10,000 listeners and I'm sharing my stage with you and you feeling so entitled. Like, you thinking that my peoples that work for me is supposed to work for you too? Like, that's so crazy to me. Like, how I'm in the shower, you gon' barge in while I'm butt ass naked trying to press me about some bags that you gotta carry some bag. All I could do is sigh about it, because it's just like, what can you do, bro? It's like crash outs and they going on rants, but fuck it though. At the end of the day, it's whatever, bro. Like, this comes with it, you know, like. But the whole thing that's blowing me right now is like talking about some dark energy, trying to compare a tour bus to a slave ship. Like, what are you talking about right now? What? That is crazy to me, bro. That's so crazy to me. Like, you really gonna be friends with somebody for 2 years, but the whole time you feel like they soulless and dark? Like, you sound dumb as hell. If anything, we both need saving. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, we was at the movie theaters. We was siphoning. You not gonna tell the people how we was at an Italian restaurant and you ate so much fucking food, you vacuum, that the server was like, where did the food go? Like, stop it right now. You talking about she ain't let me to the back of her room on her tour bus. She had this big room. Bitch, can I play with my pussy one time? In my bed one time? Like, you want to sleep in my bed every day? That's crazy to me.
This entire story, insane. It screams narcissist, it screams entitled. Hear me out. When you're propelled into fame and have money, it can affect the relationships around you and how you start to view people. Now, it is up to you to do the work internally to have a healthy sense of relationships and sense of self. It is one's own responsibility. But Ice Spice still being young, I can see how maybe you can't get paranoid, start to think people are out to get you. There are regular people with regular jobs and regular lives who think that someone is always out to get them, or someone is trying to take something from them, or someone. So I can see how maybe Ice Spice can be consumed in those thoughts, and depending on who you have around you, you can just fall deeper into this hole of feeling used and feeling like people only want things from you, especially, you know, if that is the case for certain people. So again, everything absolutely unexcusable, but that is just what I can see taking place. But if you take another step back, this entire story just sums up everything that Ice Spice has done that we know of thus far in the public into one story. Not being a good friend, not being a girl's girl, not communicating. Like, there's not much Ice Spice has shown the public to say that she isn't capable and willing to do these things and treat a friend this way. So at the end of the day, this all just corroborates, is that a word? This story just pulls it all together and confirms that Ice Spice is weird. She's a weirdo. And I don't want her to be. And she doesn't have to be that for the rest of her life. I think if she develops musically and gets some better people around her and takes care of herself, she could be on track to being less of a weirdo. But until then, she's just weird. And I do want to emphasize, I don't know Ice Spice. I don't know Cleotrapa. I don't know these people. There's 3 sides to every story, 2 perspectives, and the truth. And to add just like another thin layer, it all sounds very high school, very emotionally stunted, if you know what I mean. She reminds me of the kind of person you meet where you can tell they've been considered attractive their entire life. So they've never had to try too hard in many aspects of life. Not saying that's her life, just saying what it gives. Usually people like that didn't have to develop much of a personality because people wanted to be their friends based off wanting to be associated with someone attractive. Same thing with romantic partners. If you have like an ugly duckling phase, even if it's just for like a year or two in adolescence, that year or two of trauma really gives you some core personality traits. I'm not saying it's necessary to go through trauma, but I will say it is character development. Again, I'm not saying that she didn't have to work for anything. I don't know her. She was given a career. Maybe not only because of her looks. She did have a song that created a lot of buzz. But as far as her staying relevant for as long as she did, with each song pretty much sounding the exact same, some of that could probably be contributed to pretty privilege. I'm not saying all of it. I'm just saying a portion, however big that portion may be. One thing that was reoccurring within the Surviving Ice Spice tour edition was Cleotrapa talking about how Ice Spice's energy was very dark and how she seemed soulless oftentimes when she ran into her. That takes us to our last weird scenario that we're gonna discuss. There's been a clip circulating of Ice Spice during a prayer session, and Ice Spice just seems either uncomfortable, she can't sit still, she's just emoting the entire time. It's causing a lot of speculation. Let's take a look at it.
It's like I'm Christian. Nah, I'm just no. I'm gonna just say this prayer so the Lord can protect us as we go through the rest of the night and the rest of our careers. You know what I'm saying? So everybody hold hands. Hold hands, hold hands. Lord, thank you so much for bringing this amazing group together right now with this amazing stream and our amazing teams, Lord. We are all from the same place and we are all trying to get to the same place, which is the top. And we all want to experience different things in our lives, Chad. So thank you so much for bringing all of us together. And I pray that you allow us to grow on other people, on each other. And I pray that you allow us to reach any measures in this life. And you just watch over us daily. You bless us. You allow us to bless other people with our work and our amazing craft. And you help us enjoy this night. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
We need to borrow Rose. Listen, shout out to all my Don Julio. What the f? I just bought this. Whose tea is that? You were sitting right there too. You knocked it over. How I knocked it over? Oh!
First of all, it's just tea. I don't even think it would stain. Relax, sir. She obviously can't sit still. This is leading people down the route of, oh, you know, there's demons inside of her. This is the work of the devil. She can't sit still because the demons are trying to come out. Kind of goes back to the Illuminati theme. I don't know. I wouldn't do that during a prayer, but a lot of things could be going on. She's an artist. Artists are known to do substances. That could be going on. She could simply be stimming. She could take medication and like be off of it all of a sudden. Not saying that demons being trapped inside of her body is impossible, but I do think she has stated that she's a spiritual person. I'm just saying there's a multitude of things that could be going on here. I do think the creepy music behind the TikTok does make it creepier when she is smiling, but she could be anxious, nervous, like, I don't know. It is certainly weird behavior if you think about the context of what you're supposed to look like during a prayer, but we don't know what this woman's going through. And this man can't be taken seriously. After he just got done praying, he cursed everybody out.
Rose, listen, shout out to all my Don Julio. What the f? I just bought this. Whose tea is that?
So I don't think this is the holiest and most sanctified of settings. That's just me though. Just another sort of weird scenario to add to the weirdness that's going on around Ice Spice. Overall, I just think Ice Spice is weird, and hopefully it's just a phase, because even adults have phases in life. There are probably people who have met me at a point in time and would now just describe me as weird. So I hope she's okay, and I hope she's able to take care of her mental health and well-being and have good people around her. Thoughts, questions, comments, concerns. If you watched this entire video, thank you so much. I appreciate you. If you liked or subbed, thank you. But if you've been subscribed, you are the ice to my sickle and the spice to my life. Yeah, you like that. You like that. I call her duty because all she do is tootie and she mad my thumb in her boot.